Welcome to Perspectives with Asima Silva. We're going to continue our conversation that we had last time about the Uyghur community, a Muslim community from China in their Xinjiang region. And it was such a heartbreaking introduction to this particular subject. It's a subject that most people aren't aware of, don't know about. It's a very well-hidden kind of agenda that China has. And we have brave guests from last week who have joined us again to talk about some of their personal stories more in depth. We touched on what this particular issue is. It's really about China wanting this particular region for its resources, trying to assimilate these ethnic people into the Chinese ethnicity, and suppressing their right to practice their religion. And a lot of Uyghurs feel that they are being targeted due to their religion because they practice Islam. And we learned about what they are doing is most of these young men, husbands, sons, are being taken into detention camps. And once they are taken, many of these family members cannot contact their family members who have been taken and have not heard from them. So a lot of these family members who are lucky enough to be in the United States no longer know how well their family is doing. They have been asked not to contact their family for fear of a reprisal. And a lot of these family members are going through a lot of heartache and wondering what is happening and want to be heard now. They have finally decided that enough is enough, they have nothing more to lose, and that they are willing to share their story. So today we still have the three guests from last week, and if you don't mind introducing yourselves again for the people who are listening in this week, please, if you don't mind starting.
Mm-hmm. My name is Maysam Mutallipova. I go as Maya Mutallipova. I'm an Uyghur. I'm from Kazakhstan. I belong to the same ethnic group, and I work here at the Whitehead Institute at MIT as a scientist.
Hi, my name is Adil. I come from Khotan, Xinjiang, China. I'm Uyghur. I have been living in the United States for 4 years and a half. During this 4 years and a half, I'm taking my master in Cambridge College. I'm a student.
Hi, my name is Abdulvares Ablimit, and I appreciate you gave this opportunity again.
I think we really didn't dive too deeply in our last discussion on we talked about these camps being called re-education camps, but you referred to them as modern day Nazi camps or concentration camps. I guess the question that a lot of people may have in their heads is, why? Why now? And you're saying that it's re-education, you may not have heard from them, but is there any acts of violence? Why is this so concerning to you? Why is maybe not hearing from your family for a few months or whatnot so concerning that you are thinking that it is turning into something violent, that you may never hear from your family? What's causing this fear is, I guess, the question because none of the world really knows about this issue. So, people are going to wonder, if no one really knows, it can't be that serious, right? So could you please explain to us why you believe that this is so serious?
And I think if somebody just been taken for no reason when they haven't committed any crime and forcefully, it's not your will to be re-educated. And what does it mean for re-education for people like a professor at the university? How much more he can be re-educated? He knows fluently Chinese, he can teach in Chinese and in Uyghur language, and there is hundreds of intellectuals being taken to those camps. It's a question number one, why to re-educate, to what? They are already part of China. So people whom I met from that region, Uyghurs, they're fluent in Chinese language.
So when reporters go and visit this region, are they seeing these concentration camps?
No.
Are they being allowed in there?
They haven't been allowed. That's why it's a question number two. Why you're not, if you take somebody to there, not one, not two, it's 1,000, and now it's 1,000,000 people. If you put them, you have to allow them to come out. It's not like the place where you don't have even a right to see your family. for months and
Right.
not been contacted by the phone. So in 21st century, when we do have these technologies and we cannot see, so if I cannot see it by telephone on a video, then I probably would be, oh, okay. So all of this are not given rights. So it is a gross human right violation. If any human rights. So this is what happens to these people. And the third, there is no way to find out what is happening to them. And there are cases that lots of people died. Either the bodies have not been given to the families,
Right.
and they would say that in Chinese culture we don't bury, so then we cremate. So there is lots of questions how they died.
So you're basically saying that
Yes.
even though these people are going into
Yes.
these detention camps,
Yes.
you don't know if they've been killed and cremated.
Yes.
No. I just want to mention, in the beginning, the United States and the Human Rights Organization and the other organization questioned the Chinese government about the concentration camp. They say everything is lie. We don't have any camp. We didn't arrest anyone. But after people start to share some pictures and the people speak talk to the media, and then Chinese government start to say, okay, it's not a concentration camp, it's a re-education camp. But a lot of people who catch in the re-education camp actually is a NAF-style concentration camp. They have the people who has a PhD degree. They have the lawyers, teachers, doctors.
Why these professionals? Why the more educated and more knowledgeable?
I think this is it's the best part of this nation. The educated people, knowledgeable people, actors, singers, because entire region loves these people. They want to be like them. They want, and looking at them, the kids want to learn.
So you're saying
language.
they're taking away the role models.
Yes, they're taking
Who
away
might
the
not
role
be
models,
the
like
image.
the brother.
Right.
Yes.
So you said your brother, who was a national singer, is, you don't know, most likely in this detention camp, and you haven't heard from him. Hasn't the people of China, if he was nationally known, why have not the other people, Chinese citizens, asked? Or have they asked and just turned a blind eye?
Азыр ватанда әм уйгырның аяты үзүн куткузамбы деп бир даражада турса, башка адамны сураш мүмкүн эмес да азыркы акыбат.
People really worry about their own lives right now, including Chinese.
Including the Chinese
Of
citizens
course,
who are not
yes,
Muslim.
Yes, yes. And they would not actually ask those questions because everybody is under danger.
Okay. Well, because that's a question that people are going to wonder, if he was so
Yes,
nationally
yes.
famous,
Yes.
Why haven't his fans spoken up? For our viewers, we will be playing snippets and some examples of some of these songs that your brother has sung for our viewers to know who we're talking about. You were saying that you came to study to the United States. You came before these concentration camps started. So you came thinking it's safe. I'm coming to the United States to just study.
Yes.
I'm going to go back home, be with my
Yes.
family after I'm done.
Yes.
You find yourself here. How do you feel? Do you feel lucky that you came before this all started?
It's really hard to answer. I don't think I'm lucky because I lose my parents. I really want a reunion with them.
I think he was lucky in a way that he actually studied really hard and was able to come and pursue his dream to get
Yes.
education in the United States, but never thought that he would actually be.
Yeah, sometimes
high price.
I thought if I can know this kind of things will happen, maybe I should ask my parents to stay with me when they last time come visit me. But
Right.
I don't know. No one knows things will
So
happen.
you feel guilty for not maybe taking that opportunity? I'm wondering for your community right now, those who have come to the United States for whatever reason, for education, for
Yes.
work, you know, what are they going through? Because is survivor's guilt, right? So it's almost as if you're lucky at the same time, but are you feeling, you know, hopeless, guilty? Like, what are you going through? What is your community going through for people who are in your position?
I share my story like that. I hope every individual can know what's happening in the Xinjiang area and know my story. I can say most of the people who living outside the country, except Xinjiang, everyone has something similar story. Every family at least have one or more family members in the concentration
Every
camp.
family.
Every family.
So every family is
Yes.
affected
Every
from
family.
this
Yes.
region. So we're not talking
Yes.
just a 10% minority.
No.
We're talking every single family member in this region has been affected.
Yes, like
There's no exception anymore.
the Urumqi is a city in Xinjiang. It's the capital city in the Xinjiang. Usually, it's really crowded every day, just like the Times Square in New York. But right now, it's really empty. In the streets, just a few Uyghur people. I saw it from the YouTube channel. I don't know who like this one people like the share takes the video like around the 30 minutes and sharing the YouTube. From the video, I can see it's really empty. No few Uyghur people. Even the Han Chinese people, it's just a couple of people on the street, and the area is police, just like is a police country.
It's every 10 meters. There is
10
a police.
meters.
And just to tell you the story, what I read and what I hear from other Uyghurs as well, every possible the modern technology being used in that area
To monitor.
to monitor surveillance, like a dragonfly and lots of different apps on the phones, so they cannot really use their phones even to send to each other a video or something. And they have taken the DNAs, they have taken all these face recognitions, and it's not even the police. There is the cameras everywhere. It's not just the police just go after them. They don't even have to, because it's everything recorded. What these people do, their daily life is completely under surveillance, and they know it. And I was told that they're given the numbers.
Are you given warnings? Are family members given warnings?
Yes, there is
Ask
this-
them to change their behavior, don't practice your religion.
Yes.
You know, before they are, or is it just immediate without notification that they are taken away?
It's
Can
sorry,
I say
yeah.
what I heard? So they give them a special ID, and they're taking this. For example, there's 100, even the 100 points. You have, as a clean person, you have 100 points, and then everything. If you have your son outside of the country, either in the United States or elsewhere, doesn't matter for what reason, study, working, or something, then 10 points is down.
This is like a video game.
Yes.
I'm sorry, like
And
I'm
then-
listening to this and
yes,
I'm feeling
and
like
then
this
if
is...
you practice Islam, for example, like 5 points down, and then when it reaches the 70, then you're taken.
So you're
and it
only
does-
given 30 points. So
Yes.
it's kind of like getting
Then-
a C on an
yes,
exam
yes,
and you flunked
yes,
the test.
you-
they
flunked the
separate.
test.
Yeah.
And this is only given to Uyghurs, trust me. For now, for this time, it's given to Uyghurs, Kazakhs. This is Turkish ethnicities in Xinjiang area, not to Chinese people. And so they told me for what the points been taken. I couldn't believe this.
So how are these points? Who set these points up?
Chinese
The
government.
Chinese government.
Just
And
for
then
separate people.
they can, whenever this reached 70, obviously they have certain type of app or something recorded. Then that's it. You are taken on the street Doesn't matter where they find you. And it's no notification to the family. So you could come home in the evening from work and then your husband didn't come. And you cannot go and ask.
So are you aware of your point system, or is this something they keep to themselves?
Probably they know, because they know for what the points will be taken and how much.
Okay.
You know, so they told me that but it's the points for what have been taken, you will pull your hair. How possible this is in 21st century.
I'm listening to you, honestly, it's so,
a horror story.
It's a horror story. I feel like you're talking about some movie that I'm supposed to be seeing, you know, not something that happens in reality.
I do have a friend in Boston who got educated with her husband in Japan, the highest education you can get. They have a child. They came to United States, to Boston, because of the work. Not even they seek for asylum or anything. Right. The company that they've been working, the husband, relocated, some branch opened in Boston, and it's a biotech pharma. So when they arrived like 10 years ago, I was introduced immediately because I'm as a biologist. This is the nicest couple I become really close friend. I was taking care for my mom, who had a Parkinson's disease for 11 years. And her father also, when he reached close to 8 years old, so she's been traveling back and forth until
2016.
Yes. Then she is not able anymore to get the visa. And the father gets into the hospital. And then every day I call her to find out, did you get... So she travels to New York number of times, and the father was ill in the hospital, and she could not go. And you know, when you are friends, so you want to support. I would go and visit, and we speak, and I can see her fear. She wants to go. She wants to go.
Right.
And
to visit her parents.
Yes. And finally, he was released from the hospital, and she called me, and she was happy that he was released. And then he got worse again, and then finally he's back to hospital. She drives back to New York again to get the visa to enter the country, and she is not given. And then I learned that her father has passed away. She goes back to New York again to get a permission to go for funeral, and she hasn't been given. Then there is this memorials, 40 days memorials. She's not giving up. So she says, you know what, Maya, I'm going to go back.
She's going to keep trying to see her.
And she did.
Yeah.
40 days, she hasn't been given the permission to go. And then this year, it was exactly 1 year, this past fall. And she told me that she's going to New York back to get the visa. And
trying
she
again
denied.
Okay.
And this is not just one, my friend, this happened.
To many people.
At least several friends lost their parents, and they were not able to visit them.
So with the questions that we talked about before and the topics that we talked about before, for those viewers who didn't see both of you very close up, I can tell it's really hard for you to talk about this topic. You were practically in tears when I asked you that question, but I'm going to ask another couple hard questions if you don't mind. How long did it take for both of you when you said both of your family members lost touch, couldn't get a hold of them on the phone, couldn't talk to them? How long did you wait for you to say, there's something wrong, they've been taken? How long did you wait? A week? 2 months?
No, longer. Last time I talked with my mom was December 31, 2017. At that time, I already lose connection with my dad, and I asked my mom, why my dad is not with you? And he didn't say me. He just told my mom. She just told me like he went to the dinner with his friend. I said okay, but a few times he just answered same, and I was afraid something is wrong.
So she couldn't even tell you
Yes.
that he's not there.
Yes. And then after that, before I'm able to connect one of my friend, and then I asked him, and he said he saw my mom. But 2 months ago, I contacted one of my friend and asked him to contact some family member, like parents, say, I just want to know they're okay. This is the only thing, and because I don't want to put my friends in trouble. And he told me, your parents in the educating,
So you found out through friends.
Yes.
But you're still afraid of asking the question because you don't want to endanger your friends and your friends' families.
Exactly.
So you only realized that they were until your friend definitely told you they were in concentration camps? You didn't assume. You waited till it was pretty much confirmed.
Yeah, what I know right now is that they are arrested years ago. For my dad is more than years, but for my mom it's less than years, looks like. But I don't even know. I was thinking, okay, maybe if their life is fine, if they are safe. So I don't even put them in trouble, because last time when I talked with my mom, she said, don't try to connect with us. Just wait for us to contact with you. If everything will become okay, fine, so we will try to contact with you. I said, okay, and I'm just waiting. But last time when I asked, both of them already in the camp. So this is why I choose to come to the media and share my story. I want any individual or the government or any organization to help me. I just want to release my parents and the other brothers, sisters who in the concentration camp, because they are not arrested by they did something illegal or something else, just because they are the Uyghur Muslim.
I think that's a plea for us as citizens of the United States. What do you hope? What happened with you when your brother, how do you know your brother is in the detention camp? You were informed, or you heard through a family friend?
There are some friends here in the United States, Uyghurs, that call the police in Xinjiang.
Okay.
And find out.
When they found out.
Yes.
So when you got, what would you want people in America, American citizens, what you're speaking out, but what are you hoping for? What are you hoping for the result?
I believe that we are living in America. Only America can stop Chinese Communist Party. So I hope America stop China
from doing this.
This.
We hope the American people can help us or give us some suggestion. What can we do? What we want is, we really want a Chinese government to release our family member from the camp. We hope American people can write some message or call the Congress people. We want the U.S. government or any individual can give the pressure to the Chinese government for release the people from the camp, because it's really a lot of people. Some media say it's between 1 million to 3 million, but some other media say it's 3 million to 5 million. Some media say even it's more than 5 million.
It's very hard to estimate this number.
If there's nothing being reported, then it's extremely hard to estimate.
Officially.
But what is UN doing? Is UN doing anything about this?
So UN is requested to observe those camps and to see, because Chinese government says that this is re-education camps and this has nothing to do with oppressing people. We want them to learn the language and they did get the permission after pressure to come and I think one of those already happened this week, and I saw article in Kazakhstan, and one person from Kazakhstan was in these delegations from UN, and what I read yesterday, it sounds like this is, the Chinese government really covered a lot.
Covered their
and
tracks.
yes, tracks, because they've been showing how people are happy there, how they're singing, learning language, learning other professions, and in some interviews by the people who are there. And when I looked at this, and I was thinking, how about? And there was a person that says, "Oh, I'm allowed to do a 5-time prayers during the day, and when I come out, I can be an imam." And this is complete. This people actually been taken even with one word of Arabic from the praise or the greeting in Arabic, in Islamic.
It's hard to believe if
hard
they've
to believe
been
that they've been
taken
actually
it for
yes,
one word, if
in
they've
order-
recited one word.
Yes, and they are actually being educated into Islamic, and to become an imam. This is really struck me when I watched this. And how about this 80 plus years old, 70 plus years old? If it is for education, those people have been retired and they have health issues. And what are you doing with those people? And this is my question. And children being left behind. The parents, young parents, have been in those camps, and children are not being given to the relatives, and children's been taken to foster homes in mainland of China.
So that's another way of assimilating.
Absolutely. And these children of 3 years old, 4 years old, have not yet learned Chinese because they haven't gotten to the age where they can actually go to school, and they would have learned Chinese anyway. There is no other ways. But these children in their homes, usually, you learn your native language.
Right.
And these children, when they speak to the teacher, the Chinese teacher, in those videos that I saw, they have been beaten for just been speaking their own language. And we're talking about
This is really
under
ethnic
school.
cleansing.
This is ethnic cleansing. This is how I see it.
To Chinese government, because they can see us. China stop genocide. China release our family, release our brothers and sisters. They are innocent, or we never stop this.
I think that's put it very nicely. Basically, you're asking the United States and American citizens to step up. And I think we can end on that note. We have heard so many things, and I know there's many, many stories you could probably share with us. But what I feel right now is, to be honest, a sense of hopelessness that this is happening in the world that we live in. But at the same time, it is motivation for us to step up and do the right thing. So please spread the awareness, share this video, share whatever links that I will be sharing along with this video that does give you more information on this region. Ask people how you can help, because regardless if you know someone from this community or not, as we just heard, this is something that should not be happening in this day and age, and more minority groups will be targeted. It is not just about the Muslim group or the Xinjiang community, because ultimately, once this starts happening, it will trickle down to other minority groups. So thank you for watching Perspectives with Asima Silva. Hope you join again.